Hey everybody, my name is Dr. Colleen Sierra. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and the founder and executive director of Sierra Center for Behavioral Health. Happy Thursday, happy almost weekend, happy almost Super Bowl. I feel like there's a lot of good stuff going on right now. And I think that's even broader than just today or the fact that it's going to be the weekend soon. I'm just starting to feel like there's a bit of a light at this at the end of this very dark tunnel that we've been in, right? I'm fully vaccinated, which I'm feeling better from and really so grateful for. My healthcare friends are getting vaccinated. My parents are getting vaccinated. My teacher sister is getting vaccinated. I'm seeing it on social media. We've only got about 6 more weeks of winter, and then things are going to start to change a little bit in terms of the weather. So I'm just starting to feel like I can see the light. And it's energizing me and it's improving my mood. And I'm just really excited about what's to come, which has me reflecting a bit on the last year. And it's been so hard, right? For so many reasons. But if we're focusing specifically on COVID and quarantining and social distance, and it's been really, really hard. And there are some good things that have come out of it, right? Like when you really think about it, I'm sure there have been experiences that you never would have had otherwise, or a different, slower way of living that perhaps you've really appreciated. So I want us to challenge ourselves at this point to say, what are we going to hold on to? 2020 sucked, blah, blah, blah. But what are we going to hold on to from 2020? What were the silver linings? What were the lessons? What were the growth edges that wind up feeling really meaningful that we want to continue? You know, for instance, for me, I've got 2 kids, 8 and almost 6, and our weekends and sometimes our weekdays were just so overscheduled. Play dates and sports and lessons and family play dates and my husband and I going out with our friends or with each other, just so overscheduled that by the end of the weekend, I would feel like I needed another weekend to rest, right? Rest was really not a big part of my life in any way pre-2020. And I've really taken that on, right? Because I've needed to. There's been nothing else to do in so many ways. But it's also been something that I've been more deliberately trying to embrace since the summer, is this idea of ease and rest. And how do I mindfully incorporate that into my life? You know, for instance, on Saturday and Sunday mornings, pre-COVID, I'd be with my daughter, my husband would be with my son. You know, we wouldn't even get back home until like lunch. We'd be up, going, rushing, activities, getting food, snacks, whatever. We wouldn't even all be together again until noon. And then we've got our full day is probably packed with stuff. And I don't want to go back to that. And I know I won't be able to avoid it entirely. I'm sure somebody is going to have some activity on a Saturday morning. I don't think we can get away from it 100%. But I do not want to be so overscheduled. I've loved just looking at weekend after weekend after weekend where we have no plans. And some of that felt sad at first, right? But then some of it started to feel really liberating. Like we can do whatever we want. Wow, how cool. And so summer's turned into like, it's a Saturday and we've got absolutely nothing going on. So we would call a family and say, come over and let's grill out in the backyard and we'll put on a movie for the kids in the backyard and we'll talk and have a couple beers on our outdoor sofa, socially distant. Like, those were some of my absolute best memories of this past year. So that's what I'm holding on to, this idea of rest and not being overscheduled. That's one of my main 2020 lessons. What's yours? It's worth thinking about and trying to figure out, how do we really deliberately bring those COVID silver linings into a new year so that we can make our life better and that we can learn from the lessons that 2020 had to teach us. So, something to think about.